Hi, this is Jendo. Welcome to Tree Leaf. And this is one of the several broken Buddha statues we have around here from the earthquake. This is our canon. But can a Buddha statue truly be broken? Is there something beyond all thought of anything to repair? Absolutely. But the Buddha also taught that all composite things are impermanent. This is just one of them. And so are you and me. Today I thought I'd talk about why bad things happen to good people. But the truth is that good and bad things happen to all people. There's, sorry to tell you this if you didn't know, none of us who are going to get through this life with our lives. We're here for a finite time until our ticket gets punched. And during that time, we too will see the loss of fathers and sons and husbands and wives. We'll have car accidents and days that we don't know if we can pull through, but human beings have pulled through again and again. And so will probably you and me until we get our ticket punched. Now, I don't mean to make light at all of what is going on in the north. The scale of that is unbelievable. 10,000 people, 100,000 people, their lives uprooted, bearing the unbearable. But the fact of the matter is that one by one, all human beings experience such times. This is what the Buddha knew. And he also provided some perspectives on these tragedies, these days of suffering that, well, apply as much to 100,000 people as it applies to one person, one by one. Now, yesterday I was asked, what would a Zen teacher have to offer people who are suffering from the great tsunami? And I said, well, first, food and water, shelter and toilets. That's what they need. But at the same time, Buddha did offer certain perspectives and teachings that apply to one person, that apply to 1 billion people, 6 billion people, all of us, all sentient beings. All composite things are impermanent. Yet we must learn to allow that we cling to may be snatched from our fingers. We must learn to open the hand and let them go. When our heart is broken, just cry. There are days when it rains and days when the sun will shine. And on rainy days, let it rain. We live and we die. Yet there is that perspective beyond all thought of life and death. These are the medicines, the Four Noble Truths that the Buddha offered to people who suffer, and it is all of us. There is the famous story of the mustard seed. A girl, I believe, she lost a child, was sent from home to look for a house that had not known death. She could not find one. It may be a tsunami, or it may be going into a doctor's office to get a diagnosis. Maybe having your house swept away by the sea or earthquake, which we're having right now. Can you hear it? Talk about timing. Or it may be just falling off a stepladder, or whatever. Things happen to all of us. The Buddha did not say that he could save us from old age, sickness, death, typhoon, earthquake. he said that there is a way to be free of it, to see through that too, to allow it. And it's true. When we're living through and through, and when the time comes to get our ticket punched and die. Let that happen too. Flowers bloom, flowers fall. I don't mean to be a downer here. I don't mean to say that it's anything more than what life is. Beautiful ups and downs. It is so tragic to see children suffering today. It is so tragic to see the scale and number of people involved. And I'm not trying to make little of that. And we have a duty to help, not just writing a check. And I'm going to tell you how you can help. Not getting on a plane and flying here to Japan to help folks. In your own community, there are people who don't have a pot to piss in, pardon my language, who are without homes, who have suffered loss in their lives and could use comfort. By comforting them, you are comforting the little children in Japan and Haiti and all over the world. We're all connected in this. Writing a check, feeling empathy for the people of Japan. Believe me, it's a good thing to feel empathy for others, but don't overlook the people in your own backyard either. Okay? There's the traditional belief in karma. And some people, for example, when this great tsunami occurred in South Asia, said that it might have been payback, for something that occurred to these people in past lives. Well, are we still here? We're having some technical difficulties. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't know if that's true or not true, but I'm going to tell you this. I think it's baloney. And anyway, what matters is helping the people in this life. I don't think anyone deserved, from something they did in past lives, to be swept away. One of the reasons people were swept away in such numbers this time is that we foolish human beings have taken to living on the coast like never before. In the old days, you build a village maybe on the coast, a little fishing village with 100 people. Now we build great cities. We move by the hundreds of thousands, the millions, to live on the coastal regions. I'm an old Florida boy, believe me, having been through a few hurricanes down there too. I'm kind of expert on this. How foolish of us in California to live with the mudslides. How foolish of us in Holland to live with under the sea level. And here we are, kind of bringing it, unfortunately, on ourselves. Earthquakes happen. The earth turns. There are some days like this. Fire and flood and pestilence. But the human race has survived. And if I may say one thing about the Japanese people, they will survive too. 1945, this country rose up from the ashes. As someone who's lived in Japan for 20 years, I'm going to tell you this. They're strong people in times of desperation. They're literally, when the going gets tough, the Japanese people get moving. They will pull through. In some ways they do better in times of struggle. I've heard people say that one of the things about Japanese society is how we pull together and come together to suffer together in times of trouble. It's in good times that sometimes, well, that's a subject for another day. In the meantime, allow the mustard seed. Allow flowers to bloom, flowers to fall. 1 million people, one person, offer them comfort today. And let's offer metta for all of them, okay? I'm not going to sit with you today because I have, the lights are going to go off here in a little bit. They're having rolling blackouts and I have some work to do. I am going to ring the bell and then I'll promise to sit with you later today, okay?